Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Week 6 RD FFL Rundown. It's your commissioner live from New York City. It's Wednesday morning. It's 9:46. It's Green Bay week for your boy. That's right. I got a bachelor party in Green Bay, Wisconsin this weekend. I'm going to see my Raiders take on the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra. So that'll be a fun weekend for me. You can look for me on the TV. I'll probably get a cheesehead and look like a jackass. And whatever, I don't care. I'm excited about it. First time in Lambeau Field. It's going to be great. Maybe I should do the whole rundown in my Lambeau Field frozen tundra voice. That would probably get really annoying, though. Anyways, rundown about to begin. Let it be known that anybody who gets a loss to Steve Damiani for the rest of the year, if he continues to chirp like a little chihuahua in this fucking group chat, this is exactly what your rundown's going to look like, Steve. You ready? Steve, you won. Moving on. Next, Cemetery Slayers puts up 129.3 points, moves to 4-2, gets a victory over Team Hannon. Team Hannon barely cracked 100 points, only put up 104.5. Let's see what Team Hannon could have done a little better. Well, nothing, because you only have 4 bench points, so that's tough. Marcus Mariota putting up -2.5 definitely doesn't help out. You only lost by 25 points, so you got to be able to figure between Marcus Mariota putting up -2.5 and Gerald Everett only putting up 1 and Marvin Jones only putting up 2. There was a way for you to probably get some waiver wire points here and try and snag a victory, but too many Bills on the bench there, too many buys. You could have probably dropped Dawson Knox and gotten away with it and picked him back up if you really wanted to. Team Hannon, better luck next time. You're 2-4. Cemetery Slayers, big win for you, moving to 4-2. Next up was Tree Kills Childcare, putting up 162.3 points in a laugher against Frank and Mary's Diner. Eddie fails to crack 100 points. Eddie, thanks for backing me up in the group chat. I appreciate you. I actually did end up cracking 100 points, so apparently now I'm allowed to talk in the group chat. Like, this guy is something else. I swear to God he keeps it up. I'm making a group chat without him, and I'm just going to put the other one on fucking mute. Lamar Jackson, 36.3. Chris Carson's 30. Big numbers there for Kaplan. I'm a huge Chris Carson fan. I have him in 2 other leagues. I'm kind of jealous you got him. You even got points on the bench, Cap. You had Kenny Galladay, 15.5, sitting there on the bench. You only got 1 point from Greg the Leg. That's your boy, Legatron. Eddie, it's a tough day when you lose by 72 points. There's not much to talk about here. Just got to scrap it up, move on to the next one. Tree Kills Childcare moves to 4-2. Eddie Morrissey and Frank and Mary's Diner drops to 2-4. Next up, we've got the Main Street Hood Rats taking on questionable decision making. Big upset win here for TJ. Main Street Hood Rats puts up 158.5. Drops questionable decision-making to 3-3. Eddie picks up the win and improves to 2-4. Big day here from David Johnson, 25.5. Devonta Freeman, 29.3. Eddie TJ, powered by his running backs, putting up over 50 points right there. And then Terry McLaurin for the Washington Redskins having a breakout season as a rookie, puts up 25 points in his flex there. And not to mention that TJ also had Stephon Diggs, 40.8 points, just sitting there on the bench doing nothing. Bill, you kind of ran into a buzzsaw here, 127.3. Is that borderline? Should be enough. Could be a close game. Ended up wasn't a really close game at the end. You needed more from Aaron Rodgers on Monday Night Football. Honestly, could have used a little bit more from Brandon Cooks. And hey, the Cowboys defense could have done something, but not against the New York freaking Jets. We got to win, baby. Anyways, moving on. That's my Jets excitement for the year. Next game, we've got McDermott's Hermits improving to 4-2 with a 42-point margin of victory over Eli Mouthbreeze. Poor Tyler. Tyler, you dropped to 1-5. McDermott's Hermits improves to 4-2, even though he got nothing from Jared Goff, nothing from Amari Cooper, and basically nothing from Austin Eckler. Still puts up 146.8 points. pretty solid week all around for McDermott's Hermits. Could use a little bit more points from those people who snubbed him, but powered by 32.5 from Nick Chubb, 27.3 from Matty Ice, and 28.5 from James Conner, the Dominator. Those are some pretty big numbers. That'll help you out in the long run there. So those are your week 6 matchups. Nice job to everybody but Steve. Steve, I don't know why you have to pick a fight with me. Like, it should just be Dave. Just leave me out of it. Shut the fuck up. It's so annoying. I'm literally going to fucking make this. I swear to God, you keep it up. I'm making an own group chat. Anyways, Corey Union division, we've got New Big Pooh Big and Questionable Decision Making tied at the top at 3-3. Team Hannon and Frank and Mary's Diner sitting in second place, 1 game back at 2-4, and Eli Mouthbreeze at the bottom of the division at 1-5. This is honestly the weakest the Corey Union division has ever been. It's weird to see a 500 team at the top of the division. Over on the other side, in the Hilltop division, probably the strongest the Hilltop division has ever been. Dr. Momber Phys God at 5-1 sits alone in first place. We've got 3 teams at 4-2 tied for second place. Those 4-2 teams would be in first place in the Corey Union division, but that's Tariq Hill's Childcare, McDermott's Hermits, and Cemetery Slayers, all at 4-2. And at the bottom of the division, it's the Main Street Hood Rats, TJ Phelps. But TJ 2-4, and you picked up a big win this week. Keep up the good work, TJ. In our power rankings, I'm going to go down from the top to the bottom. Would you look at that? Dr. Momberg Phys God's in third because he doesn't put up points and he just walks into victories when people struggle. If we look at points against, actually, Dr. Momberg Phys God has one of the lowest. So you would say that this team actually really isn't as strong as the record indicates. They're just going up against teams who have been having rough weeks. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. So anyways, power rankings, Tariq Hill's Childcare sits alone at the top still, only person to crack 1,000 points. In second place, McDermott's Hermits. Third, it's Dr. Momberg Phys God. And fourth, it's the Main Street Hood Rats, although you're 2-4, TJ. Gotta start racking up some wins there, TJ. In fifth place, it's New Big Pooh Big. Sixth, Cemetery Slayer. Seventh, Team Hannon. Rounding out our bottom 3, it's eighth place in power rankings would be Questionable Decision Making. Ninth place is Frank and Mary Diners, and my guy Ty at the bottom. You cracked 700 points, Tyler, so that's something to hold your head up about, hold your head high about. So Tyler at the bottom of our power rankings, as his record would indicate. And let's get you your Week 7 matchups and get you on out of here. It's New Big Pooh Big taking on Cemetery Slayers. It's Dave versus Cole, Cole versus Dave. By the way, shout out to Dave who ran the Chicago Marathon. Pretty awesome. I know we were talking about that in the group chat this week. Dave's second marathon in the books. We're all proud of you, buddy. You did great, although we like to make fun of you because you went out a little fast and your time just slowly declined. I mean, when I did the marathon, my time slowly declined too. So although we make fun of you, it's an amazing accomplishment. Seriously, it's something. I only did one. I don't plan on doing another one. So the fact that you did 2 is pretty awesome. Anyways, back to business here. Dave and Cemetery Slayers are 4-2 off of a big win this week. New Big Pooh Big 3-3 on a big skid here. New Big Pooh Big. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to declare victory right now. I'm guaranteeing a win. There is no way that this team is dropping below 500. They're too good to drop below 500. So whatever I have to do to will this team to victory, I'm going to fucking do it. And Dave, it's nothing against you. I'm not, I don't want to fight a 2-front war between you and Steve, but I'm guaranteeing victory, and it has nothing to do with you, Dave. It has everything to do with the fact that I think this team is just too good to be below 500. Next up, we've got Frank and Mary's Diner taking on Dr. Momberg Phys God. Steve, that's all you get. Fuck you. Hopefully, Eddie Morrissey can pull out a big upset victory there. What do you know, Steve? Eddie will probably end up putting up 75 points, and Steve will win by like 10. So there's that. Tariq Hill's Childcare taking on Questionable Decision Making. This should be a dandy here. Kaplan's 4-2 at the top of our power rankings. Questionable Decision Making coming off of, I believe I just mentioned, off of a tough loss this week. Billy trying to avoid going under 500. This is a big game for you, Bill. Win probability, if you trust that stuff, says 64% in favor of Kaplan, but Kaplan's only, if you see here, got 10 in play, and projected already at 150.9. That means somebody's on a bye, so he's going to have to go with his backup tight end over Greg Olsen here, and he doesn't have any, so Kaplan could be in the market here for a tight end. Moving on to our next matchup, we've got Team Hannon taking on McDermott's Hermits. These Buffalo Bills guys are going to be all up on this game. Bovis is 4-2, Hannon 2-4. Hannon looking for a big upset victory, trying to change the tides of this team. Hannon got off to a really fast start this year, and it seems like things have fallen apart pretty quickly. Must win for Team Hannon. Cannot drop to 2-5 in this league. That would be, like, what's that saying? Up a creek without a paddle type thing. And McDermott's Hermits looking to keep the winning ways going. And last up, it's our matchup of the week. That's right, you heard it here first. It's TJ Phelps and Main Street Hood Rats coming off of a big week this past week. Big W. Taking on Eli Mouthbreeze and Tyler Prendergast. Tyler, I know TJ just won, but for some reason, the fantasy gods, I think, have got to be in Tyler's favor. I don't know. Something's just telling me Ty's going to have a big week. So Tyler, you got the match of the week, and that's it, people. That's our Week 6 rundown. That's the RD FFL coming at you live from New York City. Tyler Prendergast and Eli Mouthbreeze versus the Main Street Hood Rats. That's our matchup of the week. That's all I got for you guys this week. Let's see what Steve has to say about this rundown. The little chihuahua. That's what I'm going to save him as. All right, guys, have a great week. See you next week.